Okay, so here's the current schools PLP view for students. You can see it's very similar to what teachers are seeing. It's not very friendly or welcoming. And when we open up a class, especially for elementary, middle school, it can be a little overwhelming, a little confusing. So a lot of the phone calls and emails that we're fielding from parents and from students have to do with questions involving how to navigate this. What do these check marks mean? Why do they appear sometimes and sometimes they don't? What are these paste dates? Once you open up the content, it looks fairly similar to what we're going to see in Buzz, because Buzz is where we're doing all of the course editing. So when a teacher goes to edit a course, it launches into Buzz, and that's where we do it. So the course view is a little bit different, but not drastic at all. So that's the student view on PLP, which I can say as a parent, even knowing PLP and having reliable internet and kids who are tech savvy, it creates some headaches at the end of the day when you're trying to figure out if your kid did all their work. So then what we stumbled upon was the student app, and this is the new interface. So much more user-friendly, kind of mirrors what kids are used to seeing in Google Classroom and Canvas with these simple menus. Here's a to-do list, an activity stream. There's an area just designated for announcements. When you enter a course, this was the same course we saw on the PLP side with that long list of contents. It's easier to look at. It's easier to find your work. It's easier to see what you've already completed with these check marks. You can move from previous activity to next activity. You'll see once you get into the course, it looks really similar. It just has a friendlier feel to it. I suspect that some of the technical errors that we're running into in students using this interface may be directly related to the fact that they're meant to be using this interface. We've been fielding a lot of phone calls of students who are trying to access content and it says access denied. And I'm wondering if it's because the content is meant to be viewed in this app. We had a student today, when they tried to enter a classroom from this interface, they were told they were unenrolled from that class, even though the teacher could see them. Their iNow said they were enrolled. So we went ahead and conducted a little experiment, and I logged the student in with this URL. And I was able, as that student, to see all the content from that class that he couldn't access from the PLP side. So there may be some hiccups in launching a new app to students, but I think the headaches in PLP might outweigh it. That's my opinion from a parent standpoint in trying to help my kids navigate this, and a teacher standpoint in trying to help my students figure out what they're looking at and try to help them make sense. And I just feel like students, this is familiar, it's colorful, it doesn't look so old. I know that was one of my daughter's first thoughts about this, was it looked old because it wasn't bright and colorful and have this kind of card deck interface. And I feel like this is what we saw in the 45-minute intro video that was shared. I feel like this is where SchoolsPLP intends for students to be working. So we may need to reach out to them and find out if this is all aligned with the back end of PLP, or if there's anything we need to do to get this set up. But from testing my own daughter's account, it's the same content and she can do all the same things. She just has a much friendlier interface that I think is going to alleviate a lot of headaches and help engage kids. So hopefully we can get this figured out and pushed out and just tell our families that the new app is available. So fingers crossed. Let me know if you need me to test anything.